Well, Farm to Fork is a major movement that continues to gain traction in Indiana. A new tool aims to translate that trend for what local ag leaders call the state's biggest restaurant, school cafeterias. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta is here with more on what's on the menu. Kylie.
That's right, Gary. More local food is the goal. Local foods can be more nutrient dense and flavorful, but it's also a boost for economic health, benefiting the bottom line for Hoosier farmers and food producers. Indiana Grown has cooked up a resource guide to help schools connect with local farmers and producers, and it's now in the hands of every single school corporation in the state. Here to tell us about it is Heather Tallman, Program Director for Indiana Grown. Thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So we had you on a year ago, almost to the exact day. The guide is done, it's up and running, so tell us a little bit about it.
So we're excited because right now, all school corporations in the state of Indiana have this guide, and it's a connector between the producers and the farmers in Indiana who want to sell to schools, and will make it easier for those buyers to find that information all in one booklet.
So we talked about the booklet has been mailed to the farmers, but it's also online.
It is.
And so really cool features. You can search by product, you can search by area. Tell us a little bit about the online presence of it.
So what you can expect to find on the website is a way to share your story. If you are a buyer who has been buying from local farmers, you can share your story, and we will share that out on our website. You also can do a county by county search, maybe seeing who's in your area. I think this is good for food service buyers, but also for consumers who are looking for locally made products in their space.
Yeah, I was searching. You can search by cantaloupe or blueberries.
Yeah,
so,
it's very
and
neat.
if farmers missed the call out a year ago, since it's online, they can still be added online. So it's
They
kind of
can.
a fluid guide. You said, you have to admit that buying local food for schools is hard. It can be more expensive. There's some extra work involved. Tell us how this guide helps clear some of those hurdles.
So the people who have expressed an interest in being in this guide already know what food safety preparation they have to go through. And so they're doing that, they're in the process, or they've completed it. So buyers know that when they go through there and find something in their county, that it is someone that they can buy from. It is harder for them to buy locally, but the federal government and the USDA have really given tools to these buyers to make it a little bit easier and make the information a little more clear.
And success stories on your website
Yes.
to show that it can be done. You mentioned also you see this as a way as opening some other doors in this whole farm to fork movement in Indiana.
Yes, and so our grant partner is the Indiana State Department of Health, and so we see this as kind of food as medicine. So we see farm to school, farm to institution, farm to hospital, that the ripple effects from just this guide alone will have far-reaching.
You said if schools can do it, anybody can do it.
They can, yeah.
So you're going to track purchasing at 5 school corporations. Tell us why you're doing that and what you hope to learn from that.
Well, this is an economic development tool, so we do hope that they are in fact buying from local farmers, and the best way to know is to ask them and track that. So we will begin in 2020 tracking at the school level to see if it's changed their purchasing habits.
And tell us also about this whole idea of trying to get, it's more business for farmers, really. So you mentioned economic development and increasing business for them as well.
It is. I think a lot of farmers really want to sell to schools, but they don't really know where to begin. And a lot of these schools, they do want to buy from some of the people in their area. Those students may go to the schools, who live on some of these farms, but they don't have time to track down farmers. So we're hoping to bridge that gap, and by doing that, grow the economic footprint of those farmers.
And the first grant was awarded a year ago.
It
and
was.
Tell us about this possible second grant that you're now working toward.
So we are now in talks of applying for another grant to provide wraparound services, mini grants for tools and knives and cutting boards and training and processing fruits and vegetables for winter use. Strawberries in May, use them in October. We want to give them the tools on how to use this now that they've got it.
And tell us about how you're trying to get farmers on board too. Is there a marketing effort that you have to do to try to kind of get the word out still?
We do. We do a lot of social media. We do a lot of speaking to groups. We go where the farmers are and try to talk to them about what they need. And a lot of them do want to know how to sell to schools. And so we help to kind of navigate that a little bit faster.
All right. Well, it's a very exciting program. I've got multiple children in schools. I would love to have more local food on their plate. So thanks for being here and telling us about it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.